Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be creating a balloon arch, organic balloon arch. And I wanted to show you guys up close the materials I'll be using to make the actual arch. And I'm out of breath. I was just doing a lot. I'm like, okay. So I want to show you guys the materials we'll be using to make the arch. The colors will be black, red, oh my gosh, and I'm using the For You Spice. I know you guys probably been seeing it everywhere. This is my first time using it, so I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I wanted to show you up close though of the materials, so let me show you guys that. All right, guys, so this is a 16-inch paver, and then we have a floor lamp that I got from Walmart. The paver I bought from Home Depot. It was $3.98, and it weighs 39 pounds. And I take the floor lamp to the paver using Gorilla Tape that I also got from Lowe's or Home Depot. And then once we have that, I'm going to use the poles from the floor lamp. Now right now these are, this is 3 poles. It comes 6 poles altogether on one floor lamp. I will not be using all 6 poles, of course. I probably use about 2 or 3 poles. This is 3. I'll probably end up using 2 of them and not the full 3, but we'll see once we get on site. And this is the PVC pipe. So this is a 1/2 inch. This is only 5 feet. And then I also have, so I end up buying a 10-foot PVC pipe that I end up cutting in half that I bought a couple weeks ago just because I was doing another project. So I already have it. And then when I decided to do this balloon arch, I'm like, okay, I didn't want to buy more than I needed, so I ended up going there, and they do sell the PVC pipes in 10-foot and 5-foot. Now I don't know if that's for all sizes. As far as I didn't look for the other ones, but I know the 1/2 inch they sell it in 10 feet and 5 feet. So this one is already taped together. The capsule looks like this, and you have to make sure you push the pipe all the way in. You see up into there, you want to make sure you push it all the way in. And then I actually, this side I already did. So once I pushed it all the way in, I just taped it up with some Gorilla Tape just to secure it a little bit more. And this is the actual 10-foot right here. And then I'll be adding this 5-foot to this side when I get on site. And that's how that look. And you can also do this with the gray PVC pipes, which I believe is in electrical. And those already have the bells on it. I heard they were better, but because I already had bought this 1/2 inch PVC pipe, I'm like, let me just use this already instead of wasting money. I like to save my coins as much as I can, so that's what I end up doing. Oh, and I also would be putting covers on here. Right now I have a standard size standard size pillow cover on here. I'm going to take this off. I bought some black king size pillows, and I'm going to replace it with those. Since the colors are black, red, and gray. I forgot to mention the gray. So black, red, and gray. I had got black king size pillow covers. So let's get started on the balloons. All right, so we are inflating the balloons, and I want to tell you guys now. So I did end up inflating the black because I was planning on using it. However, I changed the colors at the last minute. Not all the colors, just the black. Because I was doing this organic shop in a hair salon, it more so have like a gray undertone, like dark gray, light gray, and silver. So I ended up switching. I was just looking at the balloons that night, and I'm like, do I still have my Smokey gray? And I did, by Tuftex. So I end up taking off the black and doing dark gray, light gray, and then red. And right now I just made my duplexes, which I will twist into making a quad. And then once I have 2 quads, I will twist those together to make a cluster. And I end up making like the black, red, and light gray. end up tying them all together. And I made 4 of them, and it ended up being almost perfect because when I actually got on site, I ended up just needing 1 more. So I've been enjoying trying to do as much as I can at home, and so I don't have to do too much on site, because I'll be trying to leave time to just make sure I get like the small details of everything when I get on site. But it was perfect. It ended up working out perfect. And I think this was the last one, or if I made the other 2 off camera. And for the bases, so the pillowcases I mentioned to you guys, I had like the black standard size pillowcases. I ended up switching it, and I went to Target because they had the jersey. I had a thought like maybe I should get the jersey ones because they stretchier. So I ended up getting the standard size jersey pillowcases from Target. It was a few dollars more, but it was so worth it because when I went to go cover it up on the paver, it was nice and stretchy. It fit. I mean, it wasn't like a glove, but it was nice. And I ended up using a zip tie to tie it around a pole. And that came out perfect. I really like that. And then I end up using only actually 2 poles from the floor lamp. So you see right now I have 3 on there. I'm going to end up taking 1 off and using just 2 of them instead of the 3. And my, so I definitely had some hiccups during this stand setup. This is my first time, as I told you guys, using this PVC pipe for the arch and stuff. So when I put the coupling on, I don't know if I didn't push it in all the way, or maybe because I tried to use 3 poles for the floor lamp and I put it in and it cracked. If you see, it just cracked in half. My actual coupling piece was cracked, and I tried to salvage it, but I didn't do a good job at it, and I end up having to leave and go get another one. So tip right there, make sure you always grab extras. I don't even know why I didn't grab extras, I just didn't, but I ended up leaving, going go get it and doing everything. I took the 2 poles off. And if you see how I had to pick up the stand, I had to put the pavers on the side and then slide it in, because I'm doing this on my own, so I don't have the help. I had to literally show you again, put the pavers on the side, slide it in, and then pull it up and slide the other one up, and then do it a little bit at a time, sliding it. And it was great that these pavers had the little pillowcases on it, so it wasn't scratching the floor or nothing. So that was nice, but I definitely should have grabbed extra couplings just in case that happened. But now I know next time. And speaking of these, this archway setup, so you can also do this with I seen people, when I was watching a bunch of videos on YouTube, of course, just trying to figure out which way was the best. Some people was doing it with the plywood, and then the EMT pipe and the PVC pipe as well. And I did a cost comparison. So doing the plywood way, just for one arch, it was about $92. And if you wanted to, I guess, do that arch outside, you would then have to get weights to put on the plywood. So it would be a little bit more. That doesn't even include the weights. So I thought the way I just did it with the pavers and the floor lamp, that cost was $49. And that doesn't include the pillowcases, but with the pillowcases added, it's like $59. So it's still cheaper than doing it the plywood way. I mean, the plywood way is definitely doable. It is a flatter surface versus, this little, you have the floor lamp that have an extra piece on it, but you can cover that up with balloons. And with the pavers, that's 40 pounds, well, 39 pounds each on each side because of the weight. So when you want to take this outside, it's not going anywhere. It's literally not going, unless, you live in the Midwest or something, or somewhere with tornadoes, I guess. I don't know. But for the most part, the paver won't go anywhere if you decide to move this outside. So yeah, that's something that I will definitely, if I have to. And then the plywood, you have to I don't have a drill, so I was you have to buy the 2-foot plywood, the flange, drill that in, and it was just too many steps versus doing the paver and getting the floor lamp and just taping it together and moving on. So it was easier. and it was sturdy. I definitely see why people choose to do the gray PVC pipes though, because they already has little bells on the end, and it would have avoided me having to avoided my little coupling cracking and having to get a new one. So that was good. But as you guys see, when I added these balloons on the pipe, I made sure I pushed them to the center. So I made sure the clusters was in the center of the pipe and then twisted it around the pipe on that. And because this was going to be in a window, I did had to detail both sides. You'll see once I start adding the 5 inches in. Even now, when I was just shaping it to make sure all the balloons was looking right, I was making sure I was looking on the window side as well to make sure no poles was really showing. But I did pre-inflate my 5 inches as well. So when it was time to add those on, I started to just fill them in where they needed to be. And I did have to inflate some more of the gray. So I ended up making the little mini clusters with the gray, the smoky gray balloons. So if you want me to do a tutorial on how I made them, just comment down below and I would definitely do that. I have another setup in like 2 weeks where I plan on doing that look again for a balloon wall. So stay tuned for that. I'm so excited. It's going to be shades of purple and a little bit of like this candy paint for like a Disney theme, but purple edition kind of thing. So stay tuned for that for sure. Oh, one other thing. When working on site, make sure I need to pack some balloons in my suitcase. Somehow, some way, I'm always like pinching my skin on my hands and stuff, and I don't even know when this happened. I just know I look down and I just see some blood sometimes, and I be like, what happened? I never know what happened though. I never know when it actually happened. Let's say that. But I need to start packing some balloons in my suitcase when I go on site, because you do so much and you be moving around so much that's I don't know. I can't keep up. And I always end up doing something with my hands and bleeding. But yeah, so right now we're just adding the 5 inches on both sides. And doing the mini clusters, when you put those on, you want to make sure you tie the top part and the bottom part. So I had a 260 and I tied the bottom part and then I tied the top part. And the reason, because if you don't, then the other part would just be hanging. You want to make sure you give it that curved look. So you tie both of them. It will curve the mini cluster nice and good and keep it nice and tight. And I end up making some more that I had to inflate on site, but it didn't take too long. So that was good. And I'm trying to think of something else. I think that was everything I wanted to mention. Yeah. You see me now, I'm going, adding some balloons on the other side. Making sure that both sides are detailed. I'm going to make a video. Well, let me know if I have like a week. I have a big setup next week. And I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to see a video of how I prepare for my setups. If you do, I don't know, just comment below if you see this video in time before I actually do the setup for next week. But oh, here you go right here. You can see exactly what I did. I tied that top part of the mini cluster already, and then I'm tying the bottom part. I think I ended up tying it to the pole or something like that. But you see how it made it curve. I wish I had more the gray balloons. I would have loved to do a third cluster. I like to do things in threes. I would have put one like right in the middle, but I just added some other 5 inches right there. Some of these I just started tying the neck to the neck instead of just, and some of them I had it tied to the 260. But this is pretty much the finished product, you guys. This is how everything ended up turning out. I absolutely loved it. Well, I didn't love having to go back to Home Depot, but it didn't take too long. It wasn't too far from the site, but this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments box. I've been responding to all the questions as I can. Yeah.